the truth about Biden's would-be gas stove ban comes out. Now we know they're trying to run cover and pretend like they're not trying to ban. Not they're trying to pretend like they're not trying to ban gas stoves. The corrupt Biden administration because there was so much backlash from him banning stoves because so many people use gas stoves. So they're trying to pretend like this thing isn't real, it doesn't exist. But we're gonna go over why they really do want to ban it and what's the reasoning behind it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so you get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store where I have I Will Not Comply t-shirts. So check those out as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Since the initial dust-up in early January, the Biden administration and its media allies have run a relentless campaign to pretend as if concerns over a federal gas stove ban were made up by Republicans. Unfortunately for them, the internet is forever, and commentary by administration officials, including CPSC head Alexander Hoehn-Saric, made it clear the idea was on the table. Democrat politicians also defended the possible move, claiming that gas stoves cause childhood asthma. Where did he get this stuff from? For several days, you were treated as an idiot who wanted to harm kids if you didn't think gas stoves should be banned. Even the late night TV shows were talking about it. And then suddenly, everything changed. The press started to put out stories asserting that Biden was never going to ban gas stoves and that it was simply a moral panic created by the right. That wasn't true. But it served as a useful way to abscond from the fact that the administration had backtracked due to the backlash. So many, it was getting memed out of control. The memes alone was hilarious. And even people on the left was like, wait a minute, you want to ban gas stoves? Now we're learning the truth about just how deep the push went and what the real motivation was. According to Fox News, Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm secretly met with Jules Cordenhurst in mid-2021, the CEO of the company behind the study claiming gas stoves are a health hazard. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm met privately with the leader of the Rocky Mountain Institute, RMI, the group that funded a recent study used to justify calls for a gas stove ban. Granholm met with Jules Cordenhurst in June 2021, according to her internal agency calendar obtained by government watchdog group Americans for Public Trust (APT). Cordenhurst is widely known global climate activist who also funded the Energy Transition Commission and chairs the World Economic Forum's Global Future Council on Net Zero Transition. It's the usual suspects. The World Economic Forum people come up time and time again, and they always want to take away stuff from you, take away your rights, and make you live in a make you turn into a third world country, while at the same time pretending that they have your best interests at heart. But look at everything that they're for. They're for forced vaccinations. They're for the World Economic Forum is for so-called climate change, where they take away everything from you, like gas stoves and stuff like that. Everything they put out there, it actually harms normal people. But I digress. Despite calling stories about the Biden administration banning gas stove ridiculous and not true, Secretary Granholm's calendar tells a different story. APT Executive Director Caitlin Sutherland told Fox News Digital, quote, "We've now learned that she consulted with the dark money group pushing to ban gas stoves. Suffice it to say, ridiculous and not true proposals don't ordinarily involve a meeting with the Secretary of Energy, and where there's smoke, there's fire," Sutherland added. Quote, "Americans everywhere must demand Granholm and green energy extremists stay out of their kitchens." Amen to that. And if an administration wasn't seriously entertaining banning gas stoves, its top energy official wouldn't have been having an hour-long meeting with the CEO of a dark money group pushing to ban them. Obviously, the idea to do so reached the highest levels, and it appears Granholm was looking for a scientific hook to justify taking action. Further, if you look at her rhetoric after the meeting, it's obvious she agreed with Courtenhurst, and she's still repeating his talking points to this day, even while continuing to dismiss the assertion that the administration ever wanted to ban gas stoves. These people are liars. What I find most interesting from the revelation, though, is what it says about the real motivation of those involved. Granholm is a climate change cultist, believing that the United States need to completely end any use of fossil fuels. RMI CEO Courtenhurst is also a radical activist who uses his position and company to push for the total end of fossil fuels. Now, ask yourself, when those two get together, were they really concerned about the childhood asthma? Or did they use that as a public excuse to cover for their true obsession? I think we all know what the answer is to that. The reality is that the Biden administration wanted to ban gas stoves. Public outcry and ridicule caused them to change course. Again, they were getting hammered with memes over this, and that's a good thing. But they don't know. They don't now get to act like everyone who pointed it out was just a crazy conspiracy theorist. Granholm obviously took the idea seriously, and this unearthed meeting proves it. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out democrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.